In human history, an individual life and the arc of an individual career is something less than a blink of an eye in a millennium. But when that life and career are in our time, in our lives, it is more, much more. One life and one career, especially a memorable and respected one, is to be recognized, celebrated, and honored. How does the extraordinary happen? Where does it come from? How is it developed? What is it like from the inside? How does it feel to look back? When your career reaches the title of Chief Knowledge Officer of AMT, the Association for Manufacturing Technology, it's the life experience.
I was born in a place called Edmond, Oklahoma. My father, electrical engineer with the Federal Aviation Administration. That's how I got to Virginia. The high school I went to was called Oakton High School. It's in a small town, about 25 miles outside of DC. After high school at Oakton, I ended up at William & Mary. I always, in economics, had studied capital goods. There was a gentleman named George Turbo, who was the chief economist for what is now the Machinery and Allied Products Institute. So I went to talk to him about a job maybe at Maypod. And he said, you need to go get some training. There's this place down the street called National Machine Tool Builders Association. So I started there in January of 1981. In the NMTBA, there were some characters there, and some of them that had a significant impact. Jim Mack, nice Irish boy from Wisconsin. He loved baseball, found out early that I loved baseball. Anytime he could find a reason that I could go with him to Chicago, we would go see a Cubs game. Amber Thomas came in 1984, Ed Chandler and Chuck Downer. Two of them helped me find a path to go and be an industry expert for the government with Reagan's Machine Tool Action Plan. The good thing about working for the government is that I not only got to see production facilities here, but I got the opportunity to go to Japan and Taiwan. It really expanded my technical knowledge on the industry. Those travels were key to me becoming Chief Knowledge Officer because it's that basic learning of how things were built from the ground up. And the beauty of being an economist, nobody expected me to know the answers, so I could ask a lot of dumb questions. I was with the government for 5 years. I was at a trade show in Osaka, Japan, and I had just had a really long day and was on the train kind of late. And I got on, and before the door closed, in walks the president of Gleason Works. His name is Al Moore. And in the time I'd been gone, he'd been named president of NMTBA. He changed its name to the Association for Manufacturing Technology. He says, so you wouldn't think about coming back to AMT. The rest is history. So when I came back to what was now AMT, there were some key people. Chuck Kella had joined AMT as a head of our international group. Shortly after I got back, Peter Ullman joined the team. And Peter and I have had some amazing experiences over the course of the last 30 years. But clearly, one of the biggest characters in that era was the guy that brought me back, Al Moore. He was a no-nonsense kind of guy. He retired too soon. And a few years later, when we had an abrupt resignation by one of our presidents, he came back for almost 2 years to help protect the house that Al built. John Bird, the new president, Peter, and I were telling Al Moore stories and just rolling with it, and bam, up comes the idea, hey, we gotta create a award for this guy, people to do what this guy's done for the industry. And all of a sudden, the Al Moore Award came out of nowhere. And just like Al had come back to help at a time when we were rudderless, Doug Woods made himself available to come at a time when we were leaderless. He is a very tech-oriented kind of guy, pushing members to look at the technologies that were coming down the road. And one of his proudest moments, after about 16 other different titles he gave me, he says, I got it, Pat. You're gonna be Chief Knowledge Officer. And I said, what does Chief Knowledge Officer do? He says, you know everything. Anybody has anything they want done, anything, question they want answered, we'll have to start with you.
So where are we going to find the Chief Knowledge Officer 6 months from now?
You'll find this one on a beach in Florida. got some daughters, some grandchildren, and a wife that I need to pay back too. I've enjoyed this job for 41 years. I didn't work for the money. I enjoyed this immensely. If you're forward-facing in that organization, you get a kick out of helping the people that do amazing things that make this country what it is today.
And there you have it. An extraordinary career within an extraordinary life. 4 decades of dedication to servicing an industry and its people. Patrick W. McGibbon, Chief Knowledge Officer of AMT. From AMT members, your colleagues, and friends, congratulations and best wishes on your next chapter in life.